how are you? In this video I just want to talk about the question and discuss, do I need to be talented to be an artist? And there's a lot I could discuss about this, so I'll try and keep it short. If you're liking the videos, by the way, will you press like, comment and subscribe to my channel? I'd greatly appreciate that. In terms of talent, you know, we think about Thomas Edison and the 99% perspiration quote that he made, you know, and it's kind of like that really as well. I mean, there are people who are born with unimaginable amounts of natural raw talent. I think the artist Matisse comes to mind. He displayed an incredible skill from the word go when he was painting, you know, his shading and his still lifes are just incredible without any type of real fundamental training at that time. But you know, like anything, what you put in is what you're going to get out, you know. Most of the great painters, you know, realist painters, have spent hours and hours and hours and hours and weeks and months and years developing their styles, and that's basically what it is. I could discuss and talk about a thing called neuroplasticity, which is like, you know, your brain is a muscle, and the more you work your brain, the more your brain is able to do things, and you know, you're kind of training your hands to do things that it's never done before. Scientific studies have shown like people with stringed instruments and stuff like that have parts of their brain activated and used that other people don't necessarily have. So it kind of points towards the direction of talent being a physical thing as well as an emotional, mental thing, you know. And sometimes in art it can be a spiritual thing. I mean, if you walk in and look at the Sistine Chapel, I mean, that's some serious talent going on there from Mr. Michelangelo. But I propose that talent is hard work, and it's also subjected to taste and things like that, you know. Some of the most talented artists I've met in the world are the most self-critical, and they really put themselves down, and they have this sense of, I don't know, it's like a psychological field day you could have with them if you were a therapist, like, you know. But there seems to be a kind of a push in that as well. They're trying to perfect the work, they're trying to do the best that they possibly can, you know. And art, being very visual, is open for critique, you know. It's there in front of you, you can physically see it. In my own field in abstraction, works that can look kind of bang together and loose and out of control are usually the ones that have the most time and mental focus put into them, and that requires serious work, you know. It's not as scattered or as shabby as one would think, you know, whereas when it comes to more controlled paintings there's less thought in them, you know. It's kind of a catch-22. The more we want to not think, the more we think, you know, as the old expression is, don't think of a pink elephant. And there it is, you know, in the background now, and will probably stay there for the rest of this video. It's like that. Talent is required to be an artist, but talent can be formed, talent can be trained, talent can be brought about from hard work and commitment to what one does. When you're looking at other artists, it's important not to compare yourself too much, because, you know, there's always going to be people that are a billion times better than you and a billion times worse than you. It's always important not to have this overly critical sense of self that stops you from doing the work. And this can happen an awful lot. Some people go through a malaise or a depression in work where their creativity just simply stops, you know. You can walk into an exhibition, you look at the work and you go, right, that's it, I'm never painting again. There's no need for me to paint again. This work is so good, you know. And that's kind of critical as well, overly critical, and it can affect any type of breeding of natural talent and stuff, you know. So I would say, don't freak out if you're coming to art new thinking that you need to be the greatest painter or the greatest sketch artist or the greatest drafts person that's out there, you know. It's good to have aspects of this in your training and to study these things and to work on these things as you go along. Perspective is important also, colour training, things like that. And as you go along, you'll develop your own talents, you'll develop your own skills with it. So I'd always say to people, don't be put off by the notion that you need to be so talented and extremely talented. One man's talent is another man's abuse, you know. So that's it, guys. That's all I have to say on that. I hope you like the videos. I'm just opening my mind and sharing thoughts and ideas that come to me as I go along. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Keep up the good talent.